What up, Dokkanners? 5-year anniversary LR EZA. Who? Global players. We've got major hype coming up in just 2 days, 2.5 days. The LR Cell and Gohan EZAs are going to be dropping, and these two units are bonkers, especially the Gohan. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at their event, their new EZA builds, talking about hit potential, recommendations, sample teams, and whatnot, just to get you guys otherwise prepared for these two gargantuan EZAs. This one especially, the Gohan, if you get this guy EZA'd, he is going to carry you through a lot of content moving forward, especially if you guys are newer players. This unit has been around so much that you guys should have at least one copy, most of you, unless you're brand new to the game. So if you don't have these units, well, you can look forward to potentially pulling him on whatever future banner comes out where these guys are once again featured for the millionth time on those banners. So without further ado, let's take a look. Also, by the way, Chain Battle is going to be dropping at the same time as these two EZAs. I'm going to be going live on the channel when this EZA event drops, and then I'll be going through the stages with you guys, and then after that I will end the stream and then do the Chain Battle video. So with that said, let's jump in and take a look at the Gohan's EZA 180% P+3 Kamehameha lead, 130 for the Super AGL. Both super attacks permanently raise defense, both cause Colossal, Mega Colossal, and now both can lower attack. That's the key difference here. Now, this may not seem like a lot, lowering attack, greatly lowering attack, but when you consider what they're useful for, things like Super Battle Road and preliminary stages of like Red Zone, but when you also combine that with the fact that its passive now gains a guard, lowering attack on a target and then getting hit by that target while you have guard active is basically like a damage reducer mechanic, which is very, very useful, as we all know. So let's take a look at the passive. Attack and defense plus 150, key plus 2, plus an additional attack and defense plus 20 at the start of each turn, keep up to 8, attack and defense up to 80%, guards all attacks, high chance of launching an additional super attack when HP is 58% or more. Basically, when you're dominating, you will dominate even more so. You will have guard and you will have a super attack additional basically taken care of in your passive. You don't even have to worry about the hit of potential. Then for the final part, high chance of performing a critical hit when there's an androids category enemy. So when you compare this to the original setup was just basically the more turns pass by, the stronger you get. Here you get a little bit more. You get the guard and you also get the offense when you're facing opponents like Cell. So this guy is already extremely good just in the base form. We'll take a look at the Super Saiyan 2 form in just a second. Now the transformation condition has not changed. This has remained the same. A lot of people were pretty upset about this, but honestly, I knew this was probably going to stay the same simply because of the fact that this is such a specific set of conditions that changing this and completely rewriting this would involve a major overhaul to the unit's core identity, which is not something that they do. They take what the unit does and simply improves the parameters of it. So that's why I'm not surprised that this didn't change. Can be activated when 58% or less health with Android 16 on the team, or when HP is 58% or less with an existing Android category ally or enemy starting from turn 5. This is probably going to be where you get your transformation to take place. So it's going to be a 5-turn situation minimum for this sort of a situation. So keep that in mind when you're considering his hidden potential build. Keep in mind that it's not going to be necessarily an immediate transformation to Super Saiyan 2, but when he does, he is one of the most powerful units in existence. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes Mega Colossal damage to the enemy. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes Mega Colossal damage, and greatly lowers attack and defense. Now for the passive, changes tech key spheres to AGL for 4 turns. Attack and defense plus 158, attack plus 20, defense plus 10 per key sphere obtained. Insane. Plus an additional key plus 1 per key sphere obtained. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type. AGL tech excluded to rainbow when facing only 1. Launches an additional super attack when facing multiple. High chance of launching an additional super attack and high chance of performing a critical hit when HP is 58% or below. So here you want to be below 58% and you want to stay down there so that you can do all this extra stuff. But ideally, you're probably not going to be doing that a whole lot. So that will be factored into the hit potential build in just a second. Plus an additional attack plus 59%, launches an additional super attack if HP is 59% or more when launching an ultra super attack and your team has Super Saiyan Goku attacking in the same turn. There are a million Super Saiyan Gokus in Dokkan in general. Plus, there is one in particular who shares literally all 7 links with this character. So that's probably going to be a very easy thing for you guys to accomplish, having a Super Saiyan Goku on the rotation. But this unit is just a monster, an utter and complete monster. And the great thing about this guy is you can build this guy pretty much any way that you want. But I will say that in terms of going full dodge, if you are considering that, I think that is probably the one thing that you don't need, especially when you consider the fact that a lot of his best link buddies out there are units that can definitely handle their own in the slot 1. Goku is a great slot 1 unit. You've got a Gogeta that transforms, can also scout all attacks. That will alleviate the need for a dodge. You've got units down here with 5 links in common, like the Trunks and Vegeta. You've got Vegeta, who can again foresee super attacks. You've got God, Goku, Vegeta, You've got the AGL Gogeta who could go Gogeta Blue. There are so many different options who could theoretically be your slot ones that you don't necessarily need to rely on the dodge. The only real concern would be if your health is below 58% when you're pre-transformed and you lose the guard, sort of like the revived Goku. So that could be the only thing. But honestly, I feel like this guy is so good. I still can't quite decide if the best course of action is to give this unit maximum additional or maximum critical. So for now, what I did in my hidden potential build is I decided to go for full additional, but I used EX skill orbs. So that's the great thing about this. And that is why Dokkan, the new EX skill orbs system has definitely made things a lot easier for me, because now if I decide that I want to ultimately change this to get more damage per hit, then I can. The thing is, for me, I just want to be maximizing his defense so rapidly that he will have so much defense that even if he falls below 58%, he will be able to hold his own on certain potentially lethal situations. So if you go full additional, if you go full critical, those two are fine by me. I feel like dodge is less important in this particular case, but you can go dodge. I don't think it's that important. So let me know in the comments what you guys think for your hidden potential builds. What do you recommend? Now, with that said, let's take a look at the event details. So for the event itself, I'm going to just keep this on screen actually. For the event itself, standard event progression for an LR EZA, 10 stages, 3 stones per. You're going to be using the legendary power link to do the extra damage. So you want to have multiple LRs on your team. They have to be adjacent. They don't simply have to possess the link. The link has to be activated by having 2 adjacent LRs. So if you're trying to do this with minimal amounts of LRs, that's fine. You got to make sure that they are next to each other and they are together. Now, the category that will allow you to take less damage will be the Android Cell Saga category, which is basically the leader skill of the Cell. And then for the Cell event, it's basically vice versa. So these two units are directly linked to one another. I would recommend that you do the Gohan one first. That way, when Gohan gets his EZA, you can bring this monster into the Cell event and 2-piece him every time you show up. So I think that will make this a lot easier. I'm probably going to do the same thing. You know what? Subscriber challenge for today. If your plan going into this was to do the Gohan EZA first, then take down Cell, let me know and subscribe to the channel. That is the subscriber challenge for today, should you choose to accept it, people. I feel like everyone should be doing this, but some people might take the contrarian approach, you know, challenge themselves a little bit. Now, in terms of sample teams, the great thing about these two events is that the categories are so incredibly stacked. There is a very healthy amount of LRs on each type, and there are so many different potential teams that you can run. Let me just go to the the Extreme Z Battle simulation, and let's do a round of team assembly. And you guys can see this is the best way to actually put together your teams. That way, if you're trying to decide if you want certain units, the same name update will not apply and it will not mess you up when you build your teams. So for Gohan, since Android Cell Saga is the category of weakness, we got Android Cell Saga here. Simply just looking at the LRs, look at all that. Look at all of these LRs. So if you just run Android Cell Saga plus all these different LRs, you're good. That's it. That's all she wrote. But if you don't have all LRs, you could then go in a multitude of different ways. I mean, I don't really even know where to begin. There are so many different options. You could run Kamehameha in Android Cell Saga. You could do the 200% Cell team, which is very easy. I would say that of all of the teams you want to run, in terms of ease, I would say that the extreme side is going to be a lot easier because you have a few extra bonuses when you're fighting superclass enemies. A lot of free-to-play reps, by the way, on both of these categories. LR 1718 is a fantastic unit because with that EZA, Android 1718 gains an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack. You can also lower enemies' defense by 78%. That obviously won't last the entire time. I think he gains defense immunity after, turn 2 or fight number 2. But still, this unit becomes all the more effective during this EZA. Also, the Super Strike 16 is a fantastic tank. So he may not do a bunch of damage for you, but assuming that your whole category remains Android Cell Saga, this guy's going to be giving you that guard or high chance to guard. And then when he does, that will give you insane damage reduction. So he will be a great tank. A lot of free-to-play options for you guys to choose from here. You can also bring the Android 17 and 18 if you want to have some like non-LRs doing some work for you. They will help because you're fighting against a hybrid Saiyans category enemy. And if you have the Android 18 along with them, you will do even more damage. So for the team assembly, I'm not going to focus too much on this one. Let me know in the comments what you guys are going to be running for this event. And then quickly, let's go over the Cell. We are running a little long in this video. Let's take a look at the Cell unit. Now, the Cell is a little bit more tricky, I feel like, because he doesn't quite have a clear-cut vision for how he works. And this can lead to a bunch of different sort of builds. So I will let you guys know what my hidden potential build is in a second. But let's take a look at his EZA. So he is an Android Cell Saga 180% lead. He also provides the 130 for int, raises defense for 1 turn, causes colossal, greatly lowers defense, greatly raises attack for 1 turn, causes Mega Colossal, and lowers attack. So neither permanent stacking occurs here. He does lower attack on the 18 key, defense on the 12 key. Kind of just a weird mishmash of abilities. Then for the passive, attack and defense plus 120, raises defense by up to 120. The more HP remaining, the greater the defense boost, plus an additional key plus 2 and attack plus 30 per existing enemy. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 50. When performing a super attack, high chance of launching an additional super attack evolves when health is 40% or less. So this was changed from its original 30%, which is cool. So they broadened the parameters a little bit. In terms of his passive, he's just sort of all over the place. And this is compounded by the fact that his link set is atrocious when you're looking for like true link buddies. When you look at Gohan, Gohan's got some insane link buddies at level 7, and when you drop down to 5, look at the options here. These are your consolations at 5 links in common. Whereas when you look at Cell, take a look at this. This is what you've got. 6 links in common. Not even his own transformation has all 7 links. 6 of them only. You go to 5, you only got 3 options. You get to 4. But you have to drop all the way down to 3 links in common to get a bunch of other options here. That too, a lot of them don't really fit in terms of what sort of teams you're going to be running. And then the worst part of all is that his key links, Gentleman and Ultimate Life Form, are very much restricted to just a few options. So let me actually filter this down by just Gentleman and Ultimate Life Form and take a look at the options that we have here. Shout out to Dokkan API. This is why this is the absolute best resource out there when it comes to link level optimization. Look at the options that we've got here. I mean, this is just terrible. You've got hearts. You know this isn't good when a Dragon Ball Heroes unit is one of your best options in terms of link buddies. And then going down here, you've got Ginyu with 2 links, Gentleman. I mean, he is going to be a problem for this unit. And speaking of, this is going to be even more of an issue when we take a look at his transform state. So when he transforms, greatly raises defense, causes Mega Colossal, massively lowers defense, greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes Mega Colossal, and greatly lowers attack and defense. Fully recovers HP, randomly changes key spheres of a certain type other than int into rainbow. Key spheres. Key plus 6 attack and defense plus 180. High chance of launching an additional super attack. Good. Reduces damage received by 3% per key sphere obtained. So you want to be picking up as many orbs as you possibly can. And if you do, he will become a very good tank. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 30 when attacking with 4 or more key spheres obtained. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 40 with 6 or more key spheres obtained. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 50 with 8 or more key spheres obtained. Plus an additional attack plus 100 and high chance of performing a critical hit when active skill is activated or when key is 24. Again, the thing is, key is the problem. You don't have key much in the links, and in terms of his links that or the passive that he gives you key plus 6, which is good. There is no bonus key sphere pickup thing that allows you to get more key per orb pickup. And also, the orb changing is changing another type's orb into a rainbow, not changing something into int, which is very reminiscent of like the Tech Android 1718 or the LR Future Gohan Trunks. If this unit had something like that, that would make the ease of launching an Ultra Super or having a bunch of key a whole lot better, making this guy a whole lot more consistent. But because he's very much all over the place, it's very difficult to decide what is the best potential build for this unit. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of tinkering involved when he ultimately releases. So for now, I've given him a combination of additional and critical. I wanted to focus primarily on additional because the damage reduction of 3% per key sphere obtained, when you combine that with the possibility of 2, maybe even 3 super attacks, that will make him a whole lot more resilient, but not as a slot 1, more of a slot 2. Speaking of slot 1, since you saw his link buddies are not the greatest, there really isn't a slot 1 unit here to consider as a guaranteed slot 1 through and through, unless you expand to everything and you bring like a Kamehameha team and you bring this guy. This guy could be your leader, or even the Gohan. The Gohan could be your leader, the AGL unit. There aren't too many very obvious slot 1s. So if you want to give this guy full dodge, I can't say I blame you. This guy's an int unit, so you can get as high as a 32 dodge if you so choose. But honestly, let me know in the comments for this one. I feel like this is going to be the more varied response from you guys. What sort of build would you want for this cell? I'm going to go for additionals and criticals for now. Again, I am using an EX skill orb, so if I decide to change something, I can change it without, you know, ruining my skill orbs and wasting them entirely. That is the beauty of the EX skill orb. So now, let's quickly take a look at the event. Same exact thing. 33 Dragon Stones obtained from this event, 33 from this one. Both have 30 stones to be gained from all the 10 stages, plus the 3 for clearing level 7. Legendary power is again the link that you need to do the extra damage, and then for the category, you will resist damage with Kamehameha. Now, Kamehameha is even better than Android Cell Saga because just take a look at the amount of LRs here. Insane. You compare this to the Android Cell Saga LRs, it's like night and day. So the level of ease that you're going to have in terms of assembling your different teams, it is going to be just the most insane difference. And that's why, I mean, honestly, you could even do the cell event first. I just personally feel like if you bring the Gohan, that will allow you to just enjoy the beauty of this unit with his EZA. But you can run this without the Gohan. You could bring, you know, powerful comeback, Goku's family. There's just so many different options here. Global players, we have the benefit of having the global first EZA for the LR Godku, so you could bring hybrids and pure Saiyans together. There's just so many different possibilities. Plus, the free-to-play teams on this one is very good. In fact, let's go to the event quickly and let me see what sort of free-to-play teams we can do for this. I don't want to spend too much time on this one because, again, this is just so incredibly easy to assemble. But let's go to Kamehameha, which is under yellow. Okay, and actually, look at the extreme set. There's a lot of extreme units, but okay, let's go to Kamehameha. Let's go to free-to-play. I mean, look at all of these options. Almost 70 units in my box here for Kamehameha. This AGL Gohan is going to probably be very useful here because he's got the guaranteed critical on turn 1, plus he's get the extra super attack when facing androids. I mean, it's so easy. I know normally for these videos I will do like team options, but there's just so much to choose from that you're not going to struggle whatsoever. Goku's family, easy to do. Have your Super Saiyan 4 be the leader. You could bring tech, honestly. I think you'll be fine. Like if you brought the gods, you brought Gogeta, you brought Revive Goku, you're going to be fine. Type disadvantage won't do much when your team is as stacked as a Kamehameha category. So there you have it, folks. 66 Dragon Stones will be yours in about 2 days. So get cracking, get preparing, get all of your free-to-play teams in order if you're trying to do this completely free. Challenge yourself if you want, because the payoff is going to be incredibly high. These two units are very, very good. Definitely the Gohan more than the Cell. But either way, I cannot wait to run these guys. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments, what is your recommended build for these two units? And of the two EZAs, which one are you more excited for? Is there a particular team that you have been looking to run this unit on or these units on? If so, what are they? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you know when to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned, and remember to Dokkan responsibly.